Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday. We have got Skylar Astin. He was frying an egg just 40 minutes ago.
And then he texted me, he goes, bro, when am I doing the show? And I went,
on your show so bad. I want to be on your show so bad. Please, I want to be on your show so bad. And then you were like, well, if
I said,
can
get here.
Yeah, get here now. I have to poo. I haven't done anything. Shut up, you said. Shut
get
up.
here.
Shut up and get here. Hold it, get here, and we'll throw you on.
We'll throw you a bone.
We'll throw you a bone.
However, I feel like maybe he's throwing us a bone.
Well, he walks in with sunglasses, a fucking his cool hat that you wear when you're a cabbie in the 20s.
No, if you're an artist, you wear that hat.
Yeah. Hey, he's an artist.
I want that hat on
And then
him.
he's kind of like, hey, guys, what's up, man? And it's like he's all loose.
No, he goes, oh, sorry, guys. Been shooting with Nick Nolte.
Well,
I've been shooting in
Bulgaria. Sorry, I've been in Bulgaria and Albuquerque.
Doing?
And now I'm doing a play in New York.
Then I get to play in New York.
Yeah, and then let me do a commercial. Let me use your equipment to do a.
Oh, you mind if I do a voiceover before we start? Hey, Buick.
And then I try to give him some direction. He goes, nobody gives me direction.
Yeah, that's a fair point on his part.
So then I gave you guys both life direction, and here we are. Hey, thank you guys so much for that intro. Huh? Really went back and forth.
It's been a while, man.
It's been far too long.
Way too long. You're the faves.
I've only done, I've only sang in this studio for the Big Brown Breakdown intro. I haven't even done a podcast.
Classic hit.
Hey,
people are demanding it hits iTunes charts.
That's a Chin Soo Yi Skylar Astin collab, if you will.
It is. And how about you sung it at my very first stand-up solo ever live?
That was fun. I just feel like I'm so loyal. I'm such a good friend.
100%.
I mean, this is no bullshit.
Because I wouldn't do that for you.
No, definitely not. And
I can't sing.
Yeah, but also just like as far as, getting back to me timely.
I always get back to you.
You do, but it's always like, sorry, man, can't. Yeah. Or no, you'll be like, hey, can you do the podcast 3 minutes ago? And I'm like, hey, man, I'm in Eastern Europe.
Yeah. He's not very considerate.
Hey, no, I love you. We've hung out more at Box and Burn. We've had a lot of off-air conversations that people would love to hear. Oh, so I've recorded it, and I'm going to release.
I'm announcing my new podcast.
Yeah. The Choice with Skylar Astin.
When they
behind the scenes,
when they don't think they're being recorded.
What would my podcast be called? Behind the Velvet Curtain?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I like
the
that.
Curtain.
Behind,
raw,
BTS
uncut,
with essay
and unaware.
I like talking to you and your brother because you guys are such MMA fans.
Oh yeah,
but you're also in the know, so it's good to keep my ear to the grindstone because you guys
we've come a long way.
You come from a fan's perspective, but you guys know the game.
We've really come full circle too because we started as just straight up fans, and then I got a little bit known for some projects, and then Dana took a liking to me, and that's how I met Chris for the first time, and now like I'm about to turn 30. Chris is going to be at my birthday dinner. He was at my wedding.
Oh, thanks for them.
It's in New York in the West Village. You want to come?
Yeah, we're rich as shit. We will fly there.
Fly there privately.
September 23rd, guys. Be there.
Fire up the jet.
Sorry, I'm at Tempe, fucking somewhere. Probably.
When is it?
I'm doing this
next Saturday.
I'm doing this Canelo breakdown. It's a post. It's a post down for Showtime. Yeah,
I'm in Madison. Can you move it to Madison, Wisconsin?
Guys, it took us 2 years to get here today. Let's just be grateful that happened.
Did you cry when your boy Chris Weidman won his fight?
I was so happy, man. Where was I? I think I was actually in LA.
Did you not go to the fight? It was in
No,
I
didn't. I didn't. It was in Long Island, but it was like the 28th or the 22nd or something.
Yeah,
I had just wrapped Graves, and I had like 5 days to put my shit in my suitcase with my wife before like moving to New York until December. And I'm there now, and I'm only back for 5 days because I'm in between things.
So you're going straight from here and then going to New York.
And then I'll be there till December. I'm literally here to see if the house is still up and to like get a bunch of winter shit and take stuff. Honestly, do the podcast. That's why I wanted to squeeze it in. And I just got back last night. So I'm like, finally got groceries. It's like the morning I make breakfast. I'm frying an egg. And I'm like, well, let me like see what my Thursday's doing. Because I have all these plans to do stuff today. And you're like, get here now. It's the only time. And here I am.
Perfect.
And I look really great. I agree. I look really
like an artist.
No, I look great.
No.
Got this hat in the Village. Thank you for asking.
No, we didn't.
It makes sense.
And there's only one of them, guys. It's a vintage thing.
Come on, dude.
It's not like you could get it at Urban.
You've changed a lot since you've been shooting in Albuquerque Graves.
Yeah, man. I now
Albuquerque and where else? Bulgaria?
Now, are you training twice a day at Jackson's or
They make you clean the mats? How's that work?
Yeah.
Do you supply John with his steroids? I don't.
Yeah.
Hey. It hasn't been. Oh yeah, it's been proved.
That's bro.
It's about that sample, that B sample, huh?
The B sample.
What is a B sample?
So,
coming in scorching hot.
I mean, that thing is hot.
It's hot.
It's aggressive.
That thing's Phoenix hot.
How does that work? What is a B sample
I think
specifically?
so the A sample. So they always take. So you piss in 2 jars.
Yeah.
So there's A and B sample. So the A one they do right away. They test, and then the B one they test later, right?
With more intricate testing?
Yeah, but when those things get flagged, especially the B sample, it's gone through so much stringent testing. It's not like...
Yeah.
You know, like I see on my Instagram, people are like, no, who knows, bro? You know, it could have been tainted. Someone gave him his Gatorade. No, stop.
Dude, what if he was on one leg, dude? That fucks with stuff. You don't know.
Like, dude, I've taken NyQuil. I tested hot. No, stop.
Dude, poppy seed bagels can sometimes,
Everyone, and I get it, man. I wish there was an excuse. I wish there was some way we could navigate through this, but he's just a fuck up.
That's the bottom.
I was actually spending a lot. Brandon, Six Gun Gibson's a really good friend of mine.
Brandon.
Another guy at my wedding the same night that Overeem fought Stipe. Like, Greg Jackson was like, there will be millions of title fights. There will only be one of Skylar's wedding. You should go. So he cool. And then Overeem lost, so sorry.
What is Six Gun?
You know what I mean? My fault, probably.
Probably your fault.
Why do they call him Six Gun? I actually know this answer. It's just because he's fast. I think it seems like he's got 6 hands coming at you.
Ridiculous, coach.
He is really quick. We once went in New Mexico to Johnny Tapia's boxing gym, which was super, super fun and like super old school.
Before or after he died?
After. Yeah. But now it's just run by like OG dudes who was like Johnny Tapia's uncle, like still there, just like 500 pounds, being like, you guys aren't turning. He tells Six Gun that he's teaching him how to turn over his punches. But Six Gun's like the most humble human being. So of course he's like, and normally like anyone would be like, dude, do you fucking know who I am, man? Yeah. I trained Jon Jones and Carlos Condit, But he's like, oh yeah, show me. And he's like, you could learn something from anyone.
So you're around the Jackson guys, like Jon Jones.
Well, they're like somewhat of my social circle when I'm there. I go home every weekend though.
Just moving around in a circle.
When's the last time you had a conversation with John?
John was super busy in camp, and he has his own private thing. But actually, my last night, like one of my last weeks in Albuquerque, I was like, Six Gun, I'm working till the bitter end. You're approaching 214 right now. We're probably not going to be able to see each other till I leave. So I had this break in my day where I was able to come, and he's like, but I'm with Bones until 5:30, and then I go to the ranch to go with Cowboy. And so I was like, dude, I'll just go just to say goodbye. Also, maybe I'll sneak in a couple of like watching Jon Jones before he's, this could be fun. And I haven't seen John because I it's hard. Schedules are crazy anyway. I do shoot a show for 16 hours a day too. So I'm generally there always. And every once a week I'll see Six Gun. So I go there, and John being John is 30 minutes late. So he had just gotten there, and I was in the octagon with his jiu-jitsu coach, Winklejohn, Six Gun, Will Fox, photographer of Jon Jones, and John, and Izzy.
Love Izzy.
I mean, it was just a great group. I was like, Jesus, I'm there. I'm embedded
part of his
right
camp
now. Yeah. And I'm in the octagon while they're doing a full-on 6-round. It was his last day of hard training. So you have like a round where Six Gun does all the funky shit. Winklejohn comes in and just does like a lot of the basics. Then they have one of his training partners go in and just wrestle the shit out of him. I mean, it was so fun to watch. And he was already starting to diet, but he looked like a monster. I mean, I was like, I'd never seen anything like it. And I turned to Will and I was like, dude, if I was a betting man, I would feel like I'm a cheater because he's going to destroy Daniel Cormier.
He's the favorite, though. So
of course he is.
But breaking news,
obviously. But
he looked like
he looked like I've never. I mean, like he looked like when he was coming.
On steroids.
Well, yeah, he really did. Yeah, So now it's just like so sad to talk about in hindsight because I had this amazing conversation about legacy and
with Jon after
and turning. Yeah. We talked for a while about I don't want to divulge too much because he still is like a friend and it's an uncomfortable situation because I'm a fan but a friend, but it's like
are you a friend where if he needs a loan or can he reach out to you?
No, we don't like.
You're not that close.
We don't like text.
You respect
too much.
him and you respect the conversation you had.
Yeah, and it was nice. We talked
but
about,
I get that. But like, if you need a place to stay for 4 years, can he come to your LA home?
Brendan, you're backing Tyler into
Skylar. Also, my name.
Well, for sure,
you're backing Tyler Johnson.
Brienne.
You're backing Tyler
Byron Collins.
No, I'm just saying, if for 4 years he had nowhere to go and he can't fight anymore, not getting paid. I mean, can you bring him and his 4 kids and 3 dogs and his wife to your crib? Or
I was going to ask
are you that
guys,
close a friend?
I think I'm
Brian
close enough.
would let me move in.
I think I'm close enough to Stephanie McMahon at the WWE to say, hey, help this guy out.
Ooh.
Make the Jon Jones Brock Lesnar thing happen
In the WWE?
Dude,
That makes sense.
Fuck.
That makes sense. What else is he going to
do it.
Can I
let him train. He'll take steroids just like Brock does.
But let me
It'll
ask
be great.
you a question. Can he fight in Russia? Can he fight at Bellator? No.
So this drives me nuts when people go, "Oh, Bellator just pick him up."
He's under contract.
No, it's not. He's under contract.
It's not the UFC that banned him.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the United. He cannot fight in the United States. They all are under the same umbrella of commission. So he can sign with like a Ryzen or. I don't think Bellator would do this, but he could fight in Russia and Abu Dhabi and Brazil.
Well, could he fight like Fedor in Japan or some weird shit like that?
And he becomes a sideshow.
But he's also under contract with the UFC.
Yeah. This is not
just
happening.
Just because you're suspended by the commission does not void your contract.
Yeah, he'd have to have his contract voided.
Quit
you know what I mean?
blowing up my Instagram going Bellator, Ryzen. He's under contract.
Honestly, I take a stance. I actually have not taken a stance because when do I do these kinds of platforms? But when I talk to Six Gun about it, who's really is a brother to him. It's like at this point, man, it's like I'm off the train. It doesn't matter. There is no train right now. There is no train. The train is put out to pasture. Yeah. I care about the guy as a human being because he really can't get out of his own way. I mean, it's really sad, and I'm just hoping that we don't see him in rehab or doing awful or becoming. You ever see the O.J. Simpson fucking 6-part thing when he's So when he's at all those shitty clubs in Vegas and doing that shit and getting into weird organized crime That's what I'm hoping that he figures out a way to live.
Because that's a very good point, man.
No, you care about the
on a very human level, I'm
also not the type. When I say I'm off the Jon Jones train, I mean I can't rank him pound for pound the greatest anymore just because it's tarnished.
Yeah,
because it's not like at his level you just don't start doing steroids in the rematch against DC.
Sure.
So I'm gonna assume you've been doing it your entire career. I hate to tell everyone listening, most guys are doing something.
Oh yeah.
But with the new stringent testing, he didn't know the test, so. Listen, I've trained with Jon. That guy's an absolute beast, whether he's on PEDs or not. Hate to tell you guys. He's a complete fucking freak. I don't know if he needed it. I don't know what's going on
He's
there.
honestly the best when he just smokes a joint and goes and puts it together.
Or coke the night before or whatever he wants to do.
Man.
But I just... So when, as a human being, I hope he's all right. But it sucks because now, what do we do? You lost your biggest star in light heavyweight division. You lost your pound for pound best of all time. It's over.
It's over. It's like a Michael Vick situation, and it is really it's a weird thing to make that comparison. But just in the amount of time that it took between, for everyone to come back to him being a professional again, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a solid 3 years.
Oh, it's over. It's different than Michael Vick because
he's 3 or 4 years. What's the suspension?
Well, the max would be 4. The minimum.
You think he's going to get a lifetime ban? No, right?
Not lifetime.
It won't be a year.
One thing you can't do. It won't be a year. Well, no, God no.
It'll be 2 to 4, right?
It'll be third offense.
Between 2 to 4.
2 to 4. At the
max?
very least, it's 2. But the problem is when the worst thing you can do is lie to them. When you lie to them, then you get egos involved, and you get these people are like fuck you, and they're gonna make an example out of you. So I bet at best case scenario for Johnny, it's 3, unless they find some crazy loophole. His lawyers do work.
You got Malk in there. Malkikawa, that guy's always trying to he's that. I mean, I feel
you can't do tainted
dude.
supplements anymore.
No.
Quit playing that game.
No.
And those dick pills, I never bought that. You guys understand how that works, right?
They'll come up with something.
They won't. And you know what the best?
I don't think it's going to change the outcome, but they're going to come up with some fakakta defense.
You know what I would do if I was John? What I would tell him to do if I was on his team? I would come straight up.
That's
clean.
Fucking great, and just ask for forgiveness. But dude, you can't ask for forgiveness.
If I was John, here's the thing, man. I got fucking caught. We didn't know this test. Everyone I know is doing the same shit. You guys are going to hate me. That's fine. I'll be the bad guy. But this is the game I play, man. I got caught. My bad.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, dude.
Are you going to honey dick your own? Tainted supplements, those dick pills, crazy. Or someone put this steroid from the 1960s in my Gatorade.
No.
It doesn't make sense.
We can smell the bullshit from here.
I was in Havana. The bananas there, they have Cialis in them. Now, I took it on purpose.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it made me want to rip Daniel Cormier's face off.
And then if you're DC, it's just a shit show.
Yeah, but now it's a no contest, right? So Daniel Cormier is now the new, or will they do him and Jimmy Manuwa for the?
No, DC's the champ,
right?
Because he's the champ going into it.
Sure, of course.
So no contest, nothing changes.
Of course, the belt doesn't change hands. So he'll just challenge.
Say Jimmy Manuwa? How dare you?
Oh no, because he lost by no time.
Ozdemir.
Yeah, Vulcan.
I didn't know that Vulcan was such a decorated kickboxer, such a high-level kickboxer.
With a name like Vulcan Ozdemir, wouldn't you think that he was like a stand-up specialist?
I would imagine, but he's what is his kickboxing record? It's something crazy.
Hold on, I know it off. I think it's 12-1. No. Well, there's the no contest in Thailand.
He's
no contest in Thailand.
Well, there was that Chechnyan arm wrestle that he lost, but I don't think that goes on his record.
Volkan Ozdemir. What a name. What a name.
He wants Gustafsson, but I don't think he's going to get it.
No.
Kickbox.
What? Well, who's next for Cormier? Or do you do a number one contender fight and let Cormier take a while off? That's what you really do.
Yeah, I'll do Gustafsson versus Ozdemir.
That's smart. That's the way to do it. Man, we're never going to see Gus Jones too.
I know.
You're never going to see. You never see John versus Stipe. You never see John versus Brock for the worworld heavyweight title.
No.
Man.
That's the bummer.
They lost their star.
Is 3 years? Is 3 years?
Because Jon Jones is a UFC star. Conor McGregor is now just a star. So it's like you really lost them all. I mean, because Ronda's nowhere. Cody could with like 3 very impressive, unbelievable performances. I think he can transcend.
If he gets a little better on the mic and speaking, he's such a fighter.
Yeah, but that comes with age.
Personality,
that comes with age and experience, and I think
100%. Cody has it. Kevin Lee has it.
Yeah, Kevin Lee does have it. That could be good. Oh, so hey, I got that hot take that I wanted to talk about Conor McGregor. It's really not. Hot take? It's really not that hot. So what I want, and I know you disagree because I do listen to the show. I think that the only fight next for him is the Nate trilogy. For the lightweight belt.
I agree with that.
Now I think that it happens sometime early 2018, or it's the December 30th fight. No, so I think maybe March.
Fair.
Let the dust settle from the Mayweather stuff, and then
also contract negotiation.
I mean, that's really what it's going to come down to. So maybe May, maybe June, who knows? Sometime in 2018. I wouldn't say January though.
No.
And in the event that Conor, and this is a tall order, if he appears to have made adjustments cardio-wise, if he puts it on Nate in the 4th and finishes him with like a minute left in the 4th, looking like he's peaking, looking like he's done that McGregor thing. And the whole time he's kind of talking about the last fight because it's all they're going to want to talk about. What happened? Are you worried about gassing? Yeah. Nate Diaz is a really decorated boxer. What do you think? And he really does beat Nate Diaz in impressive fashion. That is when he gets on the mic and pulls Floyd out of retirement for the 2nd time to win the record, and they do the rematch in 2019 or on New Year's Eve 2018.
I don't think so.
I know there's not a demand for it right now.
No.
Because people are like, I don't need to see that fight again.
It's never demand's over because the issue you have, and I think you could get Floyd out because that magnitude of money, I think would be the only thing you do. But I just don't think you're going to get the same demand from the public.
I understand.
No, we saw that. And then a lot of people are like, Floyd let it go 10 because he bet that he would finish him in 10. He bet on himself finishing 10. So I don't think you're going to get the same.
Is that a matter of that's a fact that he bet.
I mean, obviously,
I can believe it.
It's hearsay.
Also,
I understand.
I think the play is,
and then Floyd would be what 42 by then.
But that's the point. So now these are all like factors that go in. Well, now Floyd's 42, and he has been retired for now 2 more years. And that
we go over
stupid strip club that he owns.
I don't think he can do it again.
Tanked, and
I think the ship has sailed.
I get it. But
you're trying to bring that ship back.
What about if he's going to do that? Why
organically, though, in that Conor McGregor organic way, where the way he got, it's different than the rematch to Nate. Totally different.
If he's going to take somebody out of retirement, GSP.
Well, GSP's
he's going to fight. He's going to fight.
GSP's about 275 pounds right now.
Yeah,
if you saw him going into the elevator the other day,
he's fighting.
He looks bloated.
He fights in November.
I love. He's like, if I ever went up, I would do it the proper way and take 2 full years to do it. But then all of a sudden, he goes in that elevator, and it's just like, you've been eating just Big Mac straight up. By the way, I still think.
Where'd you see him in the elevator?
They're Bisping Instagrammed. Bisping Instagrammed something of them doing press together and him getting in an elevator. He's like, bye, George, do steroids. Don't get caught, though.
Yeah.
Like a whole little thing. Bye, George. Just taunting him. And George is just looking at him like, I am probably going to wrestle you and hold you down.
Yeah.
Which he will probably.
When I saw him cage side. GSP was, he was coaching. Who was the guy who was out of TriStar Black Guy?
Francis?
Not Francis.
Yeah, Francis. The only guy, Karma.
Yeah.
Francis Carmona.
That was a while ago.
That is my train.
What
was that? UFC 148?
It was a while ago, but he was so. But GSP
I think that was when the Kane Jr. rematch.
Like GSP looked so thick. He looked so strong and thick. He looked every bit 190 pounds at least.
Oh yeah, no, he's breaking 2 for sure.
Yeah, big boy.
And now he's fighting a 185. So I really think you pull this up. Let's just let's do a talk about how much he weighs in this.
He's got that distended belly too, or like that distended. It's a weird pot belly kind of thing going on.
Yeah,
which is very weird.
Still has abs.
The muscle gut.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing.
No, it's not this one. It's the one after. Yeah, there it is. Boom. Look at him, dude.
And Bisping's filming this?
He looks like a bouncer at a Long Island, at the Jersey Shore. I love GSP. Much respect, but he just looks huge.
Yeah.
It's blurry. The spread collar's not helping, my metaphor.
Look at that.
That's a weak attempt by Bisping.
It's terrible. And by the way, George St. Pierre left because he wanted a stricter trust. He's known for being one of the only champions that is truly anti. And I know some of those people have popped.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I don't know anything.
Of course.
But if you look at his body, and I know he's very gifted physically, his body looks like I don't know, when you see guys who train a lot in mixed martial arts without steroids, they seem to get really skinny. He was
you can't do muscular. That, B. You can't do that. You can't just base the off the eye test. The biggest freaks I know are guys like that.
He had a little gyno stuff going on though back in the day. Remember?
Where I was like, with his nipples.
Yeah, I was like, look, man, I don't know. Okay, back then though, we know a lot of people were doing stuff. That's all.
Dude, that picture, he could totally be on steroids. What are you talking about? But of course, he could totally not be.
You can't do the eye test.
That's why it doesn't exist. It's a void thing.
Are we going to go through every UFC fighter and then have you two assume who's on it and who's not?
Chris is not.
You know what I'm saying?
My boyfriend's not.
You can argue that he is.
Know. Yeah,
you can argue he is. People go, well, when there was no testing, he was undefeated. Then testing comes in, he starts losing. Mm-hmm. I can do this with every fighter if you want.
Yeah,
of course,
man. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work.
Of course, man, but that's family.
No,
so
right.
Just watch your tongue.
That's family.
God damn, he needed that win.
God damn, dude.
Game over if he lost that fight.
I know.
It is interesting that you, who've been in the UFC for so long.
Can I tell you something? I'm sorry to cut you off, Brian, but I'm also not sorry at all. So when Chris, this is something interesting. Chris recently retweeted something. I haven't talked about it personally with him, but actually, this was when right when Jones popped. Some random person tweeted my 2018 prediction is that Chris Weidman's the light heavyweight champion with this new news. That's my first thought, right? And Chris retweeted it, which is interesting because before he fought Gastelum, there was a lot of talk I was even thinking after he lost. I was like, we talked about it, right? I do not like a lot of matchups in the top 5 for him, though.
At light heavyweight?
Gustafsson scares me for him.
At light heavyweight, I like him. Cormier. I think he matches up well with Cormier. Gustafson's a little bit of a challenge. He doesn't match so big.
Well, with Ozdemir.
Outside that,
Ozdemir,
I think he smokes Ozdemir.
Good. I'm glad to hear you say that. I just don't know. I actually don't know.
You think Weidman? But Weidman.
Well, apparently he tosses heavyweights in the gym.
Tosses. He trains with Stipe.
And he pieces them up.
Weidman does.
Yeah, Weidman. Well,
I've heard stories about Weidman that would knock your socks off.
I've been saying
with big boys.
Big boys.
Weidman's a complete freak.
Talk to Matt Serra and Ray Longo about what he does to Stipe or just heavyweights in general.
He does well. Really? He does well.
He does well. He does well. Not Stipe, but just like heavyweights in general.
He holds his own with Stipe.
He absolutely does.
But at light heavyweight, look at light heavyweight. Name a bad matchup for him. Go. I just want to hear one.
A light heavyweight, Daniel Cormier. I think would be a bad matchup.
I would love to see.
I don't think his
strength.
I wanted to see him fight Shogun before he fought Gastelum. That was my next fight for him.
Gustafson's the worst matchup for him because he's so long. Other than that, I like Weidman, and I'd favor him in every one of those.
I don't know.
Jimmy Manuwa was a little scary.
Manuwa was very scary with his power. But his wrestling,
people, Chris's
wrestling's amazing.
No, Chris's striking is very underrated too. People don't realize.
What'd you say?
A lot of people, think that Chris is mostly a grappler, but
he has phenomenal wrestling.
But his striking,
boxing's good.
It's very underrated, though.
It's good.
I know. I would like to see. I wonder what happened with the whole.
I don't. Yeah, I like him at light heavyweight, and there's no one there. It's fresh blood. Look at middleweight.
It's bad. It's scary.
Those top,
honestly, I think he beats Yoel Romero 9 times out of 10. I think that was a fluke. I really do. I do.
I don't know.
That's a tough matchup.
He was winning that fight.
Yeah, he was doing well, but still.
Yoel Romero, I happen to believe it. He was leading him into that.
I think he beats Jacare.
No way. I don't know about that.
But the thing is, they're tough matchups for him.
Very.
At light heavyweight, I don't see a lot of tough matchups for him.
Well, light heavyweight's just
he's going to have better cardio.
Yeah.
He's going to be quicker. He's not going to cut as much weight.
Well,
he's
good.
older.
Then I'm happy. I'm happy to hear because I think he didn't want to have that conversation, especially while he was on the losing streak. But it was just very interesting to see him retweet that.
It's an ego thing.
I'll talk about it when I see him.
It's an ego thing. But now that he has a win,
I don't know what they have planned for him. I don't know what the UFC wants. I don't know if the UFC wants that.
I don't know why they wouldn't, especially with Jon out.
With Jon out and now all of the
Weidman has a great story.
The middleweight division's being held up by a lot.
Middleweight's a shit show.
It really is.
Light heavyweight for him would be awesome.
Luke Rockhold. I'm excited about that fight, by the way.
Against David Branch?
I am, surprisingly. I wasn't until I heard, it's just stupid. I heard David Branch on Ariel's show.
What did he say?
He was just spitting fire. It was fantastic.
Was he spitting fire?
Yeah, and right now I train with this guy in New York, this dude Sidney McCoo, who trains with David.
At
this
Henzo's
guy,
or what?
I believe so. But he's just, I've just been hearing a lot lately. When you just keep hearing from people personally that are like, and Harry Stegler, who's a wrestling coach over at Jackson's, but he's more of a independent contractor, and he works closely with David Branch, and a lot of these people are like, yo, you don't understand this guy. People are overlooking this guy because his last fight at 211 was boring as fuck.
It's awful.
It's terrible.
Awful.
I was watching it with Harry.
UFC jitters. I'm like, but he fought in the UFC 6 times before.
I know.
And he was a champion at World Series of Fighting light heavyweight and middleweight.
But you know what's
interesting? It could have just been a dance partner.
He really wants this. He asked apparently for this fight.
Against Rockhold. He sees my only issue with this fight with Rockhold is how bad does he want it these days.
Rockhold?
Did I ever tell you my Luke Rockhold story?
After someone loses and they're gone that long,
dude. He just looks sad.
Because you look at a Conor or Nate when they lose or
they want to get back in.
Dude, I was at UFC 199 when he lost to Bisping. And it was the night where Ariel got banned. It was a crazy night. And I was with my buddy Shannon, and then we got back somehow to the press conference, which was actually crazy if you remember. Bisping came in with beer. Yeah. It was still Uriah and Dom's trilogy, and that the pre-fight, the post-fight press conference was almost like the pre-fight press conference. Awesome. It was crazy. And I was there, and Dave Meltzer was there, and Mark Ramondi was there, and they're like, dude, Ariel got kicked out. I was like, what? It's how I found out. It's a crazy night, right? Really surreal, because I'm it's like everything's being taken down, and I'm just like drunk with my buddy, and I'm like, let's just walk around. I don't know. And I'm walking in this like random hallway.
Done that in Vegas.
Yeah, but it wasn't Vegas.
Around.
It was at the Forum.
Oh, wow.
It was at the Forum, and we're backstage. I was like, I've never seen this venue.
It's a terrible walk around.
So we're checking it out, and literally as I'm walking down a hallway, just me and my like UCB buddy Shannon, just Dana White and his whole entourage is coming, and he's on the phone probably with China or something, because like the next day the sale was announced,
right?
So he was sitting on that information, and I finally see him, and I'm like, dude, and I was like, dude, that post-fight press conference was crazy, and he was like, what? And then on my back comes charging Luke Rockhold. Dana, dude, that's fucking bullshit, man. I need. Oh my god, dude, I need that back. I need that one back. You don't understand. Oh my god, I need to fight him right now. Like I've never seen. He's like, I need that rematch.
He
you know,
didn't and like the way.
Well, because Bisping was like rubbing it in his face, and
we got knocked out.
And he got knocked out, and also I think
Well, when you go fuck you,
yeah,
I mean,
that's what happens. I mean, you talk all that shit,
yeah.
You know?
But I saw a very emotional Luke Rockhold, and
sure.
he's begging to his boss, and Dana's just doing the like, easy man, we'll see what happens. It's just happened, just the typical
go back
Dana.
To the line.
Yeah, but Dana's doing the whole.
Which I've
we'll
never
see what
liked
happens,
actually about the UFC. I want to see a rematch right away when the champion gets.
They
lost,
don't like doing rematches.
No, you can't do that.
No,
you can't do that.
Time.
There's too many guys.
Immediate rematches, yeah, it's too much. So,
but also,
but then
it
what does that
makes
say?
look bad.
Wait, the best part of this story is that Luke Rockhold knocked out one of my closest friends really, really awfully. Like, I mean, stopped him in a really vicious way.
With Weidman?
Yeah, and I don't like how he talks about Chris, just personally. There's some
truth
truth
part of the
to
business.
There's some truth, of course, but I feel it's personal, and it is personal.
You didn't
with
get
them.
in his face.
So what I did is I grabbed him by the dick. Right, and I'm kidding.
I was like, what the fuck?
But he looked at me.
Sorry, Scott.
This story does not end with. So then I stepped on his toe and ran away.
Yeah.
He looks at me and he's grabbing me and he's going, right? You saw it. You were there. You were at the post-fight press conference.
You're like, I think Weidman should get the next.
Yeah, right. And I'm just looking. I'm looking at him. I was like, he's like, right.
He's like, there's nothing I can do.
He's like, right. And I'm just like, yeah. And Dana's like seeing like this awkward situation where I don't even know Luke. I've never even met him.
Yeah.
And Dana's like, get the fuck out of here for a second. Go home. Just like, we'll talk another time, man.
Yeah.
It was just like a really intense thing to be involved in. I was like, wow. It's just like
that's how it goes, man.
The kind of thing
I
when you're back
I don't know. I never knew Luke to talk that much trash. I do like the way Luke, when he beat Bisping, he helped him up.
Yeah.
Gave him respect. He's a good, like, if he beats the shit out of you, he never rubs it in your face.
He was very,
he was very gracious, because he fucking, the first time, just literally made Bisping look like he was in a different weight class.
Yeah.
Beat his ass and picked him up.
He submitted him with one arm,
He picked him up. He picked him up. He was very gracious.
In Australia.
Very gracious about it. So he's a fucking good guy.
Even when he beat Weidman, he was like very emotional.
Yeah.
He was like,
for sure.
He was like, I have a staph infection. I got to get my leg amputated. I'm so happy I have the belt.
But he's gracious in victory.
Yeah,
like,
he is.
Whereas Bisping is with that fight was the exact. I was actually kind of shocking. I was like,
Dude,
I love Bisping, but I was just like,
I'm not
Jesus.
shocked by Bisping at all.
Well, you know him so well.
But if you watch his career, I mean, he spit on a coach and flipped the guy off.
What about Jorge Rivera? Jorge Rivera stuff?
He spit on my manager, Lex
apologize.
McMahon.
Apologize.
Yeah. I mean, it's just what
he gets so emotional. He
takes it personal, and that's a lot. Those guys get motivated.
It's a fucking fight for him, for real. Like, yeah.
Hey, look, if he's definitely very authentic, Michael Bisping. So you can't.
That's why people love him and hate him.
Yeah, he is who he is.
You can't expect everyone to be goody two shoes and respect. Like,
I love him.
It's the fight game.
He's giving Yoel Romero the double finger, like he's sitting there in suit and tie, and Yoel's like, "Come on!" And he's just sitting there going like this.
I love you, Michael. I love you.
It's not terribly great.
Why do you love me, Yoel? Because I want to have sexual relations with you, obviously. Also, let's fight. Let's do it.
We fight.
I love you, but in a very real way. What?
They're like, what?
Why don't we just settle this in the octagon? For sure, but also afterwards, maybe we cuddle just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
The true freak, Yoel Romero.
That was his for the win.
Do you think Whitaker is there to stay? Do you think Whitaker is...
He's fucking good, dude.
What's your call on that?
He's out for a while, so you got Bisping. You got Bisping GSP.
I think he beats Bisping and Bisping retires after.
Yeah, I think Bisping
well,
has
actually, I actually don't know who's going to win the Bisping GSP fight.
The fight does nothing for
I
me.
know it does.
I love both guys.
Why does
I know
it
it
do
does
anything
not,
for you?
actually.
I just don't care. I don't know. It's like a fake matchup.
Okay, but just for like the percentage of your listeners that do care, because it's just a conversation to have, like a very real conversation.
I'm down
What
for the
happens? Break it down.
It's tough to break
Hold on.
Just because
hold on.
4 years.
The big brown break down.
There it is.
Damn.
I know.
Yeah. Go.
You sing so effortlessly.
Go. I think with GSP being gone for 4 years, he's such a calculated fighter. I think it's not an exciting fight. I think it's him sticking behind his jab, kind of out point sparring Bisping.
You think they keep it
Does he
standing?
wrestle him?
You don't think that he tries to wrestle
I
him?
think he stays behind the jab for a long time, and then
a la Jake Shields.
yeah, a la Jake Shields, a la these other guys that he's fought before. I think he's staying behind his jab, and then eventually gets Bisping down to the ground.
You think
Bisping's tough to take down?
I know his jab is gets the better
World
of people,
class.
but what a world class. Freddie Roach. But hold on a second. Bisping's stand up is not to be messed with. I think I used to think he was the best striker in the middleweight division for a time. This was before Yoel Romero and all these people. Not Yoel Romero. But this is before Luke Rockhold burst onto the scene.
Technically, he's high level. I mean, right? I mean, he's
high level.
as in highest level. Like, I mean,
he's the champ,
division,
but
2010 Bisping.
Well, those are Anderson Silva days, my man.
I understand.
Watch your P's and Q's.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so outside of Anderson Silva, I thought that he was...
He has good boxing and phenomenal takedown defense and stamina. Like, his cardio is his best asset.
And Anderson Silva just puts it together in such a way that it's just Michael Jackson. That you're just like, well,
yeah.
you don't go like, Anderson's striking is just stand up. His hands are really... You're just like, Anderson's just a freak of nature.
Yeah, he's best of all time.
He just plays the guitar and side kicks you.
Here's the thing with Anderson, though. You say best of all time, he tested hot.
Sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt that everyone...
No, not back in the day. A year ago.
Yeah,
against
that is
against
back,
Nick Diaz, right?
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I'm talking about back in the day, whether or not he was doing steroids or not. The way he fought was like, I don't care. It's almost like the way he fought. I don't know that steroids informed that. His ability to measure distance. He was just so creative. I don't think steroids help you with that. They help you recover.
When Diaz was
they might help
taking
you
a
be
nap,
more explosive. And I don't doubt that he was doing steroids with everybody else.
Let me tell you something.
I see your eyes. I see your skeptical hippo eyes, and I get it.
We can't say steroids doesn't help you.
Hey,
it helps you absolutely with your speed, with your recovery, with your ability
with
to train
everything.
more.
You know that guy that was Neo in The Matrix against Forrest Griffin?
Yeah.
Hajusin.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Hey, remember that guy that took the belt from Rich Franklin? Hajusin.
Nuts.
You know that guy that front kicked Vitor's mask off?
Yeah.
Hajusin.
Yeah, it was fucking nuts.
That's allegedly, sir. There's no proof of that, but
yeah, but just quote Street Fighter. Hajusin.
Hajusin.
His
Hajusin.
Still doing creative shit.
That's a shirt.
That's a shirt.
That's a shirt.
Hajusin.
Yeah, just pay me or just give me at least a medium.
Just at least a medium.
Don't be out of grays.
Yeah,
we only have it in orange, bro.
Only all orange. Yeah, it's fucking... I don't know, man. The MMA right now and the PEDs, it's a fucking bummer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, so 3 title fights at MSG, though.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's stop talking about UFC. What were you looking at me to say?
Canelo Triple G. Are you going to watch that? Or you
I was going to say, how many actors do you think are on PEDs?
Besides me.
Tom Hardy in Warrior.
Yep.
It's just a role by role kind of case?
Every boxing movie.
Superhero.
Hajusin.
Superhero, right?
Every superhero.
Yeah.
Hajusin.
But also, if you got to lose weight,
Brad Pitt
stuff.
Brad Pitt in
Snatch.
In Troy. Hajusin.
Actually, Brad Pitt and Troy. Hajusin.
But why? And why wouldn't you?
He looks so good in
just
that.
one cycle.
He looks
Ben Affleck
so good.
is Batman.
Hajusin.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Is right.
I want my superhero.
Unless you're afraid of it the way I am.
I'm afraid of the side effects.
Me too.
I'm like, I'll go bald. I'll have back knee, and then I'll be like the
and my
worst.
heart tissue
Batman.
will harden. I'm always worried about all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, that human growth shit. It's like I love it. They're like, well, I talked to Aubrey de Grey, who's the leading like anti-aging scientist. Like he's working on the 7 ways that the human cell breaks down. He's like this really wild guy. He believes in like we can actually live forever, and so he I said, what about
Sounds like
human
a
growth?
moron.
He's a high level.
You think we can
scientist.
live forever?
No, I mean the idea is that there's a way to stop the human cell from breaking down, and he's a cutting edge scientist, like this wild dude. Bring up Aubrey de Grey and take a look at what he looks like. He's this wild guy. But meanwhile, he said, I said, what about, he knows everything about all the endocrine system and stuff. I said, what about human growth hormone? He goes, well, I think it's fine as long as you don't have any predisposition to.
Hey, why didn't you start this story with he has the most insane Lord of the Rings beard I've ever seen?
I'm out.
Nope, that's him. He's a brilliant scientist.
I'm out.
He's a brilliant scientist.
If he was so brilliant, why would he look like that?
He's weird. He's eccentric.
Crazy.
No, he's on the spectrum. He's just weird.
Oh, but he was also
He looks like Rasputin.
Yeah. But he was also playing Jean Valjean in that picture.
After he gets out of jail for 20 years. Yeah, he's the weirdest guy in the world.
That's not breaking news. Like, literally everyone at a basic level knows HGH, it grows everything.
Right.
If you have cancer cells, everything.
Right. So if you I hear
this guy
that,
just woke up under a subway and was like, you guys want to hear about some HGH? You guys want to hear some obvious things?
Yeah,
Everyone who's listening to this,
he's a brilliant guy.
If you're not driving, just Google image search Aubrey de Grey. Aubrey,
well, this is what I do.
A-U-B-R-E-Y.
I go, Aubrey de Grey, what diet are you on?
Right.
I'm going to go opposite of that. You look like shit.
Well, he's on that diet where he doesn't eat anything, obviously.
Well, when you talk to him, though, he's so level-headed, and then you see him, and you're like, you look like the man who's warning about the apocalypse on the subway.
He looks like he smells like olives. I don't want to.
Hey, speaking of somebody who is kind of making headlines, breadlines, is Jim Carrey.
Oh my God!
Oh, Jesus Christ! No, but I got it. No, I because I got a story about it. But please,
okay. So
the self-help.
Bring that interview up.
Love it
on E,
guys. I know that he's definitely goes in hard, but he
goes icons. How ridiculous is that?
I love when he goes, "We don't matter. We don't matter."
Oh, he's great.
Like, it's the end of the Truman Show.
Yes. I've covered a lot of fashion weeks. This is the first time I've run into Jim Carrey. Wait, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No.
That was rude.
It's fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I
loving it so far.
The most meaningless thing that I could come to and join.
He's so right, by the way.
And
he goes too far, but he's so right.
They're celebrating.
You got to admit, it's completely meaningless.
Well,
like now he's being slightly mean. She's working.
Celebrating icons. Boy, that is just the absolute lowest,
he's still my
possibility
favorite
that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist.
This is where he gets weird.
Now he clearly does a lot of ayahuasca tea.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry?
She has a good point there.
Of course she does.
I'm a good foot. Ha!
He just doesn't think any of these people are worth a fucking damn.
Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personality.
And here's ayahuasca tea kicking in, and
here's the Molly he took, kind of speaking to us.
Yeah.
Beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce.
Look at her.
Now he's going from A to L here.
I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself.
Okay, that might make sense.
But
now you talked about tetrahedrons coming up.
Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
She's good.
She's got a point.
She's good. She's good.
She's holding her own.
Yeah,
holding her own.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream.
There's just things happening.
Now here he goes.
They're wearing very similar shit.
Hold on.
Tetrahedrons moving around
We're a
together.
bunch of tetrahedrons moving
So
around
what's
together.
happening in our world right now? Because there is a lot of news that actually is relevant that's not that
Here's the
uplifting.
thing. It's not our world.
None
That's
of this
the
is
key.
real?
Nope.
So you're just
Nope, we don't
telling
matter.
me.
We don't matter.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. Okay, now conversely,
She
before
held
people
her
give
own.
a take,
Well
she
done.
did great. She did great. She also provoked him in the very beginning. Now, he also, there's something that's far too long to play on a low volume for your listeners, but it's 6 minutes long, and we're not going to watch it. But
They ain't
everyone,
stuff?
No, this is him about his painting and all the painting that he does and how he obsesses with.
It's crazy.
It's amazing. He's operating on a different wavelength, and he's a true artist. That will make
He's
you
also
love
a little
him.
crazy, Skylar, because he was at my problem with this is this. He was at Montreal.
crazy,
He's at the Montreal Comedy Festival, and he went off on this tangent. And Eric Griffin was like, well, but Jim, you're really good at comedy. And in fact, you might be one of the best ever.
He's a genius.
And
Eric Griffin
you
said that?
worked
That's
so
pretty
hard to
buff.
get there. No, and Eric was like, and Jim started saying some stuff, and people started laughing. And he goes, "You can't help but be funny, dude. Look." And it seems to, and then what I take away is as I watch him, and I've watched him give these speeches, he's having an existential crisis.
Totally.
Because what happened was he got to the top. He's also a manic depressive. He got to the top and he realized this isn't I'm at the top of the wall. I don't like the view. Wrong wall. All the stuff you hear about was fame.
What's the point? What was any of this for? Like, what is?
Yeah, I'll tell you what it's for. Make Ace Ventura 3. So.
And then he'll come back with us and say, he'll tell guys like us, he'll go, it's all about love, or it's all about... Yeah, dude, I fucking know. Don't tell me about life. What you're really good at and what made you powerful was the fact that you made me laugh and you were original and you worked so hard at those characters and we were like wowed and awed. That's where you provide inspiration, believe it or not.
He said he lost himself in all those characters.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Look, I know people. There's an actor.
He's also kind of the ramblings of a madman. He's not profound. He's not deep.
Oh,
in a way, I feel like he's...
Dude, look at his art. It's fucking...
He's a real artist.
I would put that in my damn house.
He's a real... So do art. But when you get into this self-help thing, to me, and it's so hostile, I resent it a little bit because I don't think it's helpful.
Well, what I love about the other thing, I mean, look at that shit. Look at his Jesus painting. When you watch this and you get to know this side of Jim Carrey, you actually respect him. And I like this because this is very personal to him. Now, when he tries to like impart his slight bitterness onto other people, that is rude. Yeah. You know what I mean? When he says this doesn't matter, and it's like, well, you're here and you had a stylist and you actually
dressed up,
clearly got fit for that.
Well, just don't go.
And you might be promoting a film and you might be reluctant.
You might have had to go.
Yeah, but he might have had to go. The studio's making him go. He was
I don't know if he makes him, but
he was recently at a film festival in Italy, so he probably was just doing something very high art. And now
you know what? Sometimes when guys are that talented, they're going to be a little batshit crazy.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's what it was.
Like I want my artist a little crazy.
I feel like he had a bit of a crisis, it's sort of a nervous breakdown in a way.
He didn't do. That's just stupid fan art. Yeah. That's just never. Look at him as the ultimate warrior right there. These are just random.
He never paints
fans.
Himself.
Yeah, definitely not. Oh, look at the one where he made himself as a caricature as Lloyd in Dumb and Dumber. No, that's clearly not.
What about that one down there with the sort of deconstructed face on?
No, he doesn't paint anything close to a portrait.
That's from a movie. That's from Yes Man. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's from
Liar.
Liar. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Wow.
With the paint.
Yeah.
I mean the tape.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a strange place for him to be in his head.
If you watch his comedians in cars getting coffee, he's just insane. He's just insane.
It's still good. It's a good episode though.
It's a great episode. It's phenomenal. But like he climbs over his house
that gate
to like be, hey, it's like just open the gate, Jim.
But that's him.
Yeah, that's him.
That's why you love him.
That's his.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
it's creepy.
I don't know. I think he's a guy who's having an existential crisis. That's what it feels like. He's having like this long, drawn out, midlife existential breakdown.
He had a great interview on Howard Stern too. How he likes to. Yeah, they're saying you haven't done anything in a while. He goes, I just like to disappear for like 2 or 3 years, man, and take a break from Hollywood, and I'll jump back in. That's what I like to do.
There are people, man. There's this guy, Tom Hulse, who played Amadeus in Amadeus. Tom Hulse, yeah. So Tom quit acting. Tom produced Spring Awakening, actually. A way more strung out, like not strung out, but just older. Just like he'd be like, "Oh God, you don't act anymore." And I talked to him about it, and he's like, "Dude, I made myself crazy. Like when I played Amadeus, I locked myself in a room for 6 months and learned how to play piano the way Mozart would." He was so
good in that movie.
Jesus
so
Christ.
Good. He was in Dominic and Eugene. Remember with
so
Ray
great,
Liotta?
which was outshadowed by Rain Man because it's like very similar. But he's great in Dominic and Eugene.
Great.
He's like, dude, it almost killed me. I mean, he did a lot of drugs, and I mean, it's a weird thing. This thing that we do. Why we do
Skylar,
it?
I feel like a lot of those people are already manic depressives or a little bit crazy, and then what happens is they would be that way in anything they chose.
You guys keep going. I'm about to bust.
I don't think that the work. I don't think the work of acting or the work of art
give me a water
makes
or
you crazy. I think, in fact, it's the opposite. I think when you stop doing what you're supposed to do and you stop giving yourself that outlet, that's where you run into trouble. When you stop being creative. I mean, Stephen King in his book On Writing talks about this. He goes, there's this misnomer or this idea that creative people do drugs and we're crazy. No, there are really creative people like me who had a substance abuse problem. That's really what it's about. It's like all the white musicians of the 60s and 70s, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Hendrix for that matter, whose heroes were the blues and jazz musicians of the 40s and the 50s and the 30s who got into drugs. and Billie Holiday, and they wanted to be like them. So they subscribed to that lifestyle. Yeah. They gave themselves a drug problem because it's deep, because it's different, because the sufferers, there was a romance to it. But at the end of the day, it's fucking bullshit. Yeah. And when I hear Jim Carrey talk about this, he gives his point of view on the world, and this is all meaningless. That's cool, dude, but it's not meaningless. And I disagree with you because I have children. I have a very fulfilled life. I work really hard at my stand-up, and I love what I'm doing right now. So speak for yourself, my friend. But, I find a great deal of joy in accomplishment. Does it have... Oh, I know. I have a really nice house, dude. I have a nice house. I have a lot of money, okay? Right. I know that's not the end. I drive a Tesla. I know that doesn't make me happy.
Right, and my house is nicer. And, like, the thing is
that's not the point.
It's just more square footage and a bigger pool and sailing
I feel like you're
and a hot tub.
Nope. See, I feel you're missing the point.
Turn it on for my phone right now to show you.
You're missing the point.
I think the point is that I've had a really great year.
No, that's not almost the point of what I was trying to say. You're missing the whole idea. Damn it.
Right. Well, no, I actually agree to you to an extent, but I think that like life is all about a balance of all this stuff. I think being aware when you're at a CDFA fashion event that it is slightly meaningless, that we all just got dressed up in these gowns to stare at each other, and it's all about the picture.
I know that.
But you take that with a grain of salt, and that's what you signed up for, and that's why you're there.
Everybody who's there agrees with that.
Yeah, and that's why Hilary Swank goes to McDonald's after she wins her Oscar. And people are like, that's just the most quirky. You're like, no, because that's kind of what you want to do after that.
That's right.
You want to just do the opposite of what you just did.
Sometimes it's nice to celebrate. Sometimes it's nice to be recognized for your celebration. But you don't want to embrace it completely and let it define you. But we all know that. Don't let money define you. Don't let the status and fame. No, we all agree with that.
Sure.
Everybody loves.
Fame's life.
Hey, you just jumped in and
fame, money, life.
Don't grenade our shit, bro.
Fame, money, life.
I agree with Brendan now. Yeah, I'm more on that. Yeah. But I think in a grander scheme, to take it out of like our business and the whole actory kind of talk, I think that in life, and this is just like weird, but I've been thinking a lot about it. I mean, we're all going to die one day. What is all this bullshit? No, but I want to, we could. I think that like. Okay, it's like with acting. I just tried to take it bigger, and I'm going to go right to acting. But I think that like what I like to try to do when I play roles, especially more compelling roles, is to do a bunch of preparation and to know my shit and to know who this person is inside and out. Understand the lines enough to perform them, and then throw it all away. And I think like in life, it's important to do that kind of stuff too. Take inventory of what you're doing, but also know that it's too complex to say it means nothing. It means something, but it doesn't mean as much as a lot of people make it mean. So what he's trying to say there is like, hey, this is all ridiculous. We're not actually at a big event. I'm standing in front of a couple pieces of plywood and a backdrop.
Yeah, it's not that big
and
of a deal.
And you've shown lights on it, and this is going to go viral. And
we all know that, including the people that are clicking on it a lot of times. Like,
I don't think they do.
But imagine Jim Carrey in the middle of the woods doing ayahuasca, painting, never leaving his house. Finally, they're like, Jim, you got to shave if you're going to go to this thing. And he shaves, and now he looks like and then someone comes over to his hotel room.
He's dressed like the mask.
He literally looks like the mask, the wooden mask.
We all have moments in our life, in our day, where we just want to be shallow, where we want to smoke weed and watch a silly movie, or when we want to flip through Instagram. Then we have moments in our day when we want to connect in an intimate way.
Or we wear a super wrinkly shirt. It doesn't
or that. You're being superficial. Yeah. Or we want to achieve something and we want to get better.
Achieve something like an ironing board. I totally get it. Yeah.
No, you're missing.
Honestly, a travel
steamer. Like a 50-year-old who has a little money.
You guys are missing my point, damn.
Travel steamers are a great invention.
No, that's not
and I'll tell you why.
No, guys, that's not what I'm trying to get at.
Or take a warm hand to your wife's face to let you walk in the house dressed like that.
Well, now you're talking my language. Yeah. Now that's an excuse to take a hand to my wife.
Did you sleep in that outfit?
I didn't, and I knew you were going to give me a hard time because it was sitting in my thing, and I even walked in.
Was it balled up? It was balled up.
It was balled up.
Brendan literally texted me 45 minutes before I got here, and I was in boxers and hadn't brushed my teeth yet.
You figured it out,
right? Yeah. Wearing a nice steamed shirt.
Can I tell you what I'm not mad at?
Hoodie,
Can I tell you what I'm not mad at? I'm not mad at your upper thighs. You got some strength there.
I've been riding my bike around New York City non-stop. Thank you for noticing.
Need a car out there.
It's been August and September, and I'm sure parts of October are perfect. My brother has a bunch of bikes, and he gave me one, and I just literally ride everywhere. Just recorded a cartoon, take my bike, tie it up, I might start doing deliveries. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I like that, like a Postmate.
Yeah, like a little Postmate. I'll just get your order wrong every time and try to throw the food at you and be out before you can decide. You said dressing on you didn't even have any dressing. Okay, I'll have my dry salad. Bye.
That's you going
$60.
crazy. You become Postmates instead of going to red carpets, freaking out. You just do Postmates.
Anybody here do Postmates? I do it all the time.
Oh, I do it all the time.
And they suck, kind of.
They're not great.
They're liars. There's no way to add to your order. Like, there's no...
They're liars.
I literally was ordering something from them yesterday and was like, you know what? I want that rustic chicken soup. Damn it. Let me add it. I contacted the guy. I went through 7 channels of hell, and he's like, he's already there picking up my order going, what you could do is cancel this order of all the food that I had for a house full of people and then reorder it again.
Just toss it on there, bro.
Guys, I want to talk more about the minutia of my day yesterday.
The detail.
You guys have a water pick?
Man, that's what... Can I ask you guys...
It's a good way to floss.
Can I ask you guys a question about women for a second? The women in your life, and this is all out of due respect. Do you find that women tend to like to talk a little bit more about the minutia of their day? And is that a little tough sometimes to do?
Well,
I'm being hypothetical.
Well, what I don't like to do is do a big round breakdown of my day after I went through it.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, my wife actually keeps it she's like, we're the same because we just check out when we're like, how was it? It was great. I was there for 14 hours. Oh, did you do the scene 80 times?
Done.
Oh, were you good in a lot of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you kind of also want to get food now and watch some crappy
and not
TV?
act anymore?
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. My mother, who I love dearly, I recently started making her aware of certain things that she does, and it's like a revelation to her. I was like, Mom, do you know you told me about food from times that, like, from like nights before in gross detail?
I tried doing that with my dad.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Oh.
But now I say it every time. I just like widen my eyes, and she goes, "Oh my God, I'm doing it." But seriously, the salmon was so lean.
Oh my God!
It was
my mother.
Why the fuck do they do that
all the time, dude?
I tried to do it with my mother, where I said, "You look for what's wrong in every situation."
I thought of Anna because they had wine there. They had all these different kinds.
Mom, everyone has wine.
Mom, that's called a wine list.
Everyone has wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad. Anywhere we go and eat.
What is that about? Was she hungry?
They'll tell me about something in my area. Well, my dad will tell me about things in my area that I've been to. And he says, he'll be like, that's a burger place. I'm like, I ate there last night. It's Chinese food.
Yeah.
You know, he'll be like, if you ever need a shirt, you should go in that place. I was like, that's Buffalo
They closed down. It's not there anymore. There's actually a place over here. Yeah, it's what parents do, man.
Yeah.
My dad does that all the time.
Nah, my dad...
They like to take care of you still, you know? They like to...
my dad still wants to be like...
assert himself. Like, I've been there.
Well, he just... even with sports. He'll just say, and he's so off.
That's tough.
And I'm like...
That's a tough one.
Especially for me. Or my brother. My brother knows more than I do.
Well, when someone tries to tell you about something you do... Also, oof.
That's not what my dad doesn't. I have no problem with my dad. My mother will find what's wrong or dangerous in every situation and only harp on that. And then, if she's not finding out what's wrong or dangerous, she will always bring up how all of her friends and everybody she knows are essentially dying or not doing well. And I said, you have to.
You made her aware of it?
I said, look, you are walking around asking what's tragic, wrong, or dangerous about everything. That's literally the question over and over again. And so you have nothing. When I drove with you for an hour and you basically made me sad, stressed, and worried about everything. I said, can you please not warn me about something that's dangerous? Can you please ask yourself what's good about this? We're in Utah. The view is spectacular. Everybody's healthy. Kids are doing great. She's got money.
Worried.
And I'm like, can you not keep waiting for the other
foot to drop? Can you
look at what's right about this situation?
Brian was like, could we just really quickly digress about like the women in our lives? And you're like, yeah, I just got engaged. I'm like, yeah, I've just celebrated my first year anniversary. Couldn't be happier. Love my wife. And you're like, cool, because here's the deal with my wife. And we just turned into this therapist. I mean, with the nagging. And so yesterday I took the trash out. And all of a sudden it's just like, dude, I see what happened there.
I tried telling my dad, like, and we were at dinner, I'm like, Dad, do you realize all you talk about is food? My dad's super confrontational like me, and he goes, well, I could talk about my job with computer science and programming, but you guys don't understand shit about computers.
Oh, that's a good
So, I talk about food, because everyone understands food, Uzzle.
See, my parents, God bless them.
Very funny.
They, it's not that they run out of things to say, but they have their routine. They have their stories. They have their experiences, and they're very fond of them. And a lot of that has taken place in the past when we were all in the house and all, she would dress us up alive.
Now.
Yeah.
My dad him and
I know I said appy juice for the little guy was 2.
And you've told me
my
that for the past
sippy cup
20
was
years.
I get it.
That, not my
and
dad.
when we went to Disney World with the Small World, I get it.
Oh, my dad, they just went to Italy, so I'm super stoked to hear about the food out there when you get there.
What I love is
for the next 3 years.
If you want to talk to my dad, you better have something to say.
I went to Italy and then they're like, well, we were there. I'm like, I know, but that was 30 years ago. I don't know if they had the same restaurant. I think that's the one we went to.
Well,
it's Italy.
My dad.
I don't think you went to the one.
My dad's become
it was on the water. It's Capri, Italy. It's all on the water. Yeah, it was like in a cliff. I've been there. Here's the difference between the one you went to. Mine came out 2 years ago.
No, my dad's a one-upper.
So one-uppers are tough.
Ooh, it's rough, man. So when I got my my Porsche GTS, my dad sees it. He goes, GTS? I went, yeah, that's every option. Blah blah. Going through. He goes, yeah, that's cool. My buddy has GT3.
Oof.
And I went, what? He goes, my friend at the gym is a GT3, has 2 of them. He has an orange one like this, was GT3, and has bigger rims. And then he has a GT3 that's white and green. There's only 500 of them in the world on it. Very, very cool. This isn't a GT3.
There are better cars,
and
yes.
I don't know your friend, so don't give a fuck.
Do you still want to FaceTime so I could show you the car, or
this
are we
is
gonna...
in person? Yeah,
this is in person.
Yeah.
So you're showing him the car?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
that's interesting.
That's tough.
Friend of GT3. Yeah, that's the. It depends what you like. It's the only one better than this. That's very cool.
If my father, when I talk to my dad, I talk to my father. I'll ask him questions on.
It's hard for them.
No,
it's not that it's hard. It's just they love it. They appreciate it so much, but they just they still want to be like. But I still kept you alive for a lot of years.
Yeah. If I talk to my father and I'll ask him a question on whether it's politics or something, and he'll give me sort of a deep answer, and then if I start talking about anything that hasn't got a lot of meaning, if God forbid I talk about my day or something, he suffers no fools. He'll just go, all right, I've enjoyed this quality time with you. I'm going to go back to the golf course, and it's fucking great, gang.
See, what I'm trying to do these days is I took my dad to a Met game the other day, and I know they suck, but we went the whole on the field and everything, and he's a lifelong fan, and we, free liquor, of course, we just were slamming him back. Cool. It was so fun.
That's cool.
And it was great to see his guard down, because I don't know about your pops, but it sounds like it's hard for him to get his guard down with you, and I think that happens a lot with fathers.
Two alpha males.
Can you get out your phone and show us pictures of your family so I can stab my eyes out? Can you do that? Or
why?
Should we go some current events, Chen?
Why? What's wrong?
Hold on, wait. I have a
no, Skylar. He's being sarcastic, buddy.
Okay,
No.
All right. Well.
No, it's all right.
Oh my god, I actually have the picture of my soccer uniform.
No, okay, I know, but he was.
Well, here's me as a kid going sippy cup. It's just video, old home videos.
No,
here, look.
Is that your mom in a bikini? Bikini?
Mom's hot.
Here's my whole family at my bar mitzvah.
No, that's a lot. All right,
wow.
well, there it is.
That's actually
great.
That's actually cool. Wow.
That's actually cool. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Before we do current events, Chin, what's up with your fucking dating life? Also, did you get the email fellow Asian man sent me?
I did.
Can you read that? Because this dude dropped some knowledge on us.
Really?
It's such a long email, though.
Chin is
really? Just read it.
All right, Brian, you read it. You're good at
Chin is part of an overall phenomenon amongst East Asian males currently that are not very sexually active or not involved in dating either. Reproduction rates in East Asia have fallen off dramatically, and there are many single males. I'm of Japanese descent myself, and it's just a fact that we Asians are not big dick bandits like Brian and Brennan, who need to bust frequently and furiously.
Oh, my God.
I love this guy.
Obviously.
Bust. Thus, it is hard to understand the mentality of a BDB, just as it is hard for a BDB to understand us. But this is one of the few stereotypes you can joke about without a fierce backlash, yet true nonetheless. And alas, it is further proof that races, when you exclude outliers and mixed-race people, are not created the same. In today's world, we are forced to deny these differences. You can't state statistical facts, otherwise you are a racist. That is why there is a strong backlash from the far right recently, because we are forced to live in denial. If we really are all equal, let's make an all-Asian NFL team and see how that goes. This guy is fucking great.
Keep going, B.
Or manufacture electronics in Africa and see how that goes. Try and coach Chin on how to be a big dick bandit and see how that goes. There are reasons, there are certain patterns when it comes to race. We are basically the same, but not exactly the same. God damn, that motherfucker! He is
great.
He is a fucking he's a gangster. Is that
true,
That's
Jim?
a gangster thing.
It makes some good points. I told you even last night. I was like, this guy's actually like a well-rounded thinker.
Well, they got his email address. Why don't we just read that? So it's basically
So he gets backlash from idiots.
I love it.
Is that kind of true, Chin?
Yeah, we're just different, man.
Apparently. So you got
Korean culture is very.
We're trying to fit a triangle in a square circle right now.
You are, yeah.
You got two big dick bandits
But
trying
I'm
to
learning.
fit this in
I'm
there.
learning from the best. And I'm slowly easing
or
into
the
it.
worst, depending how you
Or the
look at
worst,
it. It
yeah.
might not be a fit for you, you know?
Yep.
So what was your update on your dating life?
We bust frequently and furiously. Dude, hey, yeah, there you go. Now make me a sandwich.
Oh, really? Because I thought it was more like, I'm sorry.
No,
isn't that normally
No,
you bust
Skylar.
it like,
No.
I'm so sorry.
No, I don't. I go, you're welcome. Yeah.
And that's never had the thing before. It never happened.
No, look at how I'm thumbing off. Hey, there.
right.
You're welcome. The fuck?
This is more your area.
Your
of
dating
expertise.
life.
Don't get any on the floor.
I don't know how this really works, but I got 2 matches on, or one like on Tinder and 1 match on Tinder.
Yes.
That was yesterday, and then last night I got
They rescinded.
no, I got a Bumble match.
Ooh.
Different,
What's
right?
that?
Are any of them good looking?
The girl has to like.
Can we see them, Chin? Can you
talk
give
to
us
the
your
guy
phone?
first. Wow. Hold on.
Wait. Hold on. Do you, maybe I'm the last person to understand this.
Yeah, believe me. It's
What is
freaking
the
hard to
Bumble? What is
understand.
Bumble?
So Bumble's like an app where the girls have.
Oh,
the
that's a
choice.
separate app. I
Yeah,
thought it was like
separate.
on Tinder you can bumble someone.
No,
which
it's a
means-
high end.
it's
It's
like-
a high
it's
end
like
girls
Tinder, but
Tinder.
Bumble.
Yeah,
It's
they seek
like-
men. They
The
basically
women have the power in there because
The
they
women
have
Wow.
to seek you out.
Nice
Yeah.
work. Oh, so that's just so you don't do anything.
No,
You're just like
So I think you do swipe on the girls you like, but it's up to them to make the move on you. You can't message
so
them.
whoever you're seeing, they've already approved you.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh no, actually
Yeah.
no. Everyone you like, if they like you back, then they have to make a move. So if you matched up with them, they have to make the move. You can't do anything about it.
So, Chin, what's up with these
No
hoes?
pressure.
Well, Tinder.
Jesus, man.
I know, dude.
Hey, Brendan.
Well, God,
seriously,
that's all I
Brendan.
wanna know.
Man, that's offensive.
I still don't know how to use
damn
this.
it.
I still don't know how to use this.
Tell us about your bumblebees.
But the girl yesterday
Yeah.
turned out to be a robot
Uh,
because it says
Like,
first her
Soft
first
mouth?
message was a smiley face with a tongue.
I think it said, "I want to make America great again with you."
and then it says I'm looking for a sex buddy with a link. It's got to be fake.
okay, so all right, so that's
And
spam.
then there's another like here. I don't know how to do this though. So there's a like. Someone actually likes. But I don't know
What's
how
the
to do
difference
that.
between liking and matching?
I don't know.
I think that's a match, right?
Yeah,
So maybe they just see you and they just press like instead of.
Have you ever sung?
I
have
don't
you ever
know.
that's a
sang-
real lazy one. I don't want to swipe. I'll just.
But I'll show you the Bumble one.
Tap
now.
it.
So basically, nothing's happened.
No, wait, hold on.
He's
So I'll
got a
show you the
match.
Bumble one.
Well, no, it's a fake account. It's a
No,
robot.
No, on the
on.
Tinder there's a match.
The Tinder, there's a real like, and then there's a Bumble, there's an actual girl.
Fuck the Bumble. The
But dude,
Bumble's.
No, let me
no.
see this Bumble
This might
bitch.
be
Look at
good.
the Bumble, and I'm going to tell
Don't
you
call
right
her a
now.
bumble bitch.
I didn't say that. Did I say that?
No.
I
Brendan,
clearly
Brendan.
I don't
Do
believe
you ever,
it.
have you ever, Skylar? Have you ever?
I'll let you
have you
guys
ever
click.
broken into song when you're having your climax?
Bad, dude.
I don't
Discuss that.
sing in climax until.
Oh, you don't.
It's
You don't
tough.
go. Ah.
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
Hold up. Let's focus on Chin for a second. Not you right now.
Hey, Skylar. Do you?
I'm not mad.
Oh my God. dude, you
I'm
said-
mad.
Wait, why are
I'm
you
mad
looking
at
at the robot?
No, this isn't
that's
the
the real
robot.
one.
Oh,
That's
this
the
is the
real
one you
one.
matched with or liked?
No,
That's the one that,
no,
that liked
no,
me
no.
through Bumble.
No.
I still don't even know how that works.
Wait,
either.
so you got a Bumble? What about the match
two
on
different-
Tinder? That I understand. That
I don't know how to use it yet. That's why.
Did I
so
ever
there's
tell
one
you
like.
the
Chin, I just did it for you not interested.
Did I ever tell you the story about
I
my
don't need
buddy?
to see it then. But here's my thing: the Tinder match. You guys match up, so now don't you open up a dialogue or
But
something?
that was the robot. So the match was the
oh,
robot.
you got a match on
Yeah.
Tinder that was a robot.
Basically,
And
got,
Bumble was-
basically got catfish
But there's
by
a like
robot.
on Tinder, and I don't know how to
Chin.
open the like yet. I don't know how to use
Look,
it.
the last I listened to the podcast, there were no matches.
No matches.
This looks like it's a step up. Let's put this one to bed. We'll check back in because right now you're in bot land. You're in bot land. There's a subtle match, kind of, maybe. We don't know. Let's hold on a second.
God, I thought we had
You might
something.
have done this, and I am a pretty loyal listener.
No, go ahead,
But
what?
But I've only listened to a couple in the last year. So here's my question. You guys should have Rappaport on again. My ears finally recovered. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm the fucking best, bro. You fuck you. All right. Can I just be him going in on me already?
You're being a little catty because he won Best Guest, and now you're all bunched
but you guys judge that. So
all right.
No, did you see,
fans judged it?
Taron Kellum?
He was great.
Someone put,
I know.
Hey,
Taron,
I think we got Fan of the Year, Rap, and then Rap hit him up on Twitter. Went,
see,
nah, I don't. Just went hard.
See, let me just do Rap's thing.
What would you do?
Skylar fucking Astin.
Yeah,
you fuck you. I know you're a fucking New York guy. You do theater or some shit. But I'm the fucking guest of the year. I'm friends with all these fucking rappers. I'm the loudest fucking person in the world.
He's so loud.
So loud. So loud. One gear. And he's going to go in on me. You probably have no fucking calluses on your hands, you fuck. You pretty boy fucking. I know. Dude, I know what he'll say.
He'll
try to box me out in basketball, and then I'll show him what...
He'll get you in a corner and just shove you around. Do me a favor. Don't tussle with Mike.
Here's the thing about Michael Rappaport. He was one of my favorite boyfriends of Phoebe on Friends. And I next to Paul Rudd. Now... because I'm the second coming of Paul Rudd. But I would light him up with body shots taught to me by Glenn Holmes.
No.
True.
Listen to me. Don't
Tony
fight him.
Jeffries, who's given the sign of a...
Don't fight him.
He co-sign. Tony.
Don't fight him.
I wouldn't play basketball with him because I know he'd throw elbows.
You could have an act off.
No, Rap would come in at you, and he'd be just big and bony and shovey, and he would just
New York street.
He'd just throw you. He'd hit you with
Guys,
weird
I was
street
born
shit.
in Brooklyn.
Doesn't matter. You were an artist. Listen to me. He'd elbow you up.
You fucking Broadway baby, you.
Yeah, he'd do
that.
You
fucking come in here with your fucking, I hit mitts, I fucking go left and right, and I put it on Instagram.
And he fights.
I get it. He's a scrappy guy. Yeah, maybe he'd take me. He's also 700 pounds more than me.
He's a big guy.
And you guys might love each other, though.
I think we would love each other, to be honest with you. But I have to talk shit because I'm here, and I have to stake my claim.
Of the year.
It's just bullshit. I think the fans should vote. I think I should probably come on one more time.
Skylar, you're really lobbying for fans.
We should have the fans vote, though. We should do a...
lobbying.
He's definitely.
But you're challenging Rap in a way, physically and
this is my comeback episode. When we finally get Bryan out, we'll do a co-host thing.
What?
Yeah, and then I'll go on the Big Brown Breakdown.
You're being disrespectful to me in my podcast.
What do you got, Chin?
No, don't.
And I'll fucking come in, I'll do a bunch of riffs, and everyone will be like, dude, every time he sings, I'll get more Twitter activity than you guys have had in a while. Michael Rappaport will hate tweet me something about being Jewish, and then
he's Jewish.
I know, but he'll be like, he's fucking Jew.
You're half a Jew.
The good half.
You're Italian and Jew, right? You're Italian and Jewish?
I'm a pizza bagel.
So you're not really Jewish, actually, because your mom's Italian.
My mom is Jewish. My dad is Jewish. It's
so
it's not like
Italian,
so.
bro?
What religion are you? Italian, Jewish, Muslim?
Your mom's Jewish. Is Jewish Italian?
Jewish Italian.
Nah, I don't know about that, bro. Maybe you're lying. You're not really a Jew. Your dad's a Jew.
My mother's
I know your mother is. I don't know who your dad is, bro.
He looks like Tony Soprano.
Do you know what
so
I'm saying,
watch the P's and Q's. So here's the deal. My mom's mom is Jewish. Therefore, it's the mother. It's what the mother is. I'm Jewish as fuck. Bar mitzvah, bro.
I don't know, bro. You know what? To be honest with you, I've seen a lot more Italian.
Female rabbi at my wedding.
Oh, wow.
Hot.
Yeah, I crushed the cup. Did the whole thing. Mazel tov. Did the hora. Had Six Gun and Chris Weidman lifting me up on my hora. I picked them out, and they were being assholes because they were trying to hit my heads into the little cute lights.
John was in there. He would have thrown you through the roof.
He's a bigger fighter dick rider than I am.
No, because I'm actually friends with them.
Hold on. What do you mean?
I'm not like Katzengano. Hold on. So? Put me in an armbar for Instagram.
Yeah, he's not obsessed.
Cat goes up to me.
He's not obsessed with their size and doesn't watch videos on Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah. Like you are.
Well, I watch.
Like Bryan, the other day we're at lunch, he goes, it's crazy, man. Like Cowboy likes everything I post.
How many times have you been to the ranch?
What?
How many times have you been to the ranch?
Cowboy's my buddy.
How many times have you been to the ranch?
He likes my videos.
Have you been to the lake?
We talk on the phone.
Have you been to the lake with Cowboy?
And he gives me.
Have you been to Walmart with Cowboy?
Lessons. Cowboy gives me boxing.
Well, he doesn't though.
Yes, he does.
When's the last time?
He gave me a 1 hour lesson, dude.
That's what Cowboy does. He shows
he's my
you're
friend.
Kicking all wrong, you're throwing elbows all wrong, and he shows you the little 1-2 with the high kick coming after.
No,
it's his drill.
He showed me secret shit.
His drill.
Wait a minute. Don't say that he has a generic drill for us actors.
So Cowboy, you're obviously like me more. You liked all my...
No, he doesn't. He likes me.
He likes all of my things. I just don't see them because I have over 1 million followers. It's a very confusing
situation. You're competing with me, man.
And you probably wouldn't tell me, would you, Scott?
The difference is that I'm not competing. I'm winning.
Let's go back to some more... Whenever Cowboy and Henso like my videos, I'm always like...
Henso likes my brother's... Instagrams.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
You know, I'm going to have to cut this off because I feel sick from both this talk.
All right, let's get into current events right now.
The point of the matter is...
Let's get into current events. I'm pissed off right now.
What do you got,
furious.
Chin?
All right, the first one.
Fucking
Ted Cruz's tweet from his official Twitter account liked a porn video or post. Did you guys
that could be go down?
No, he actually made a statement.
No, you can go to see what people liked right here. You could see, and he liked sexual posts.
And what was his rebuttal? What did he say?
He just said it was a staffing error. One of his staffers. But then Jimmy Kimmel made fun of him and said that maybe it was you. Like, some people think it was him, but then, I don't know.
Yeah, what about maybe it was you? What about definitely it was you? More than likely it's you.
Hey, hold up. Scroll up. Someone put, my man Ted Cruz is jacking off on 9/11.
Oh, whatever, dude. But honestly, what is he doing? Why would he do that? Why would he
He might... Then
what happened? He didn't like it. So there are a lot of people in his staff have access to that account. So that's what happened.
Well, so they're like, so who's going on Ted Cruz's account unless if they're trying? No, because
it's a work account. It's a work account. It was actually accessible to that's a fact. It was accessible to an entire office.
This post too.
That's a fact.
The woman from the video looks like his.
They look identical.
I understand, but
they're wearing the same outfit.
I doubt he would like it.
I wouldn't be surprised. Here's the thing. He's old as fuck and doesn't realize how social media works.
He defended a ban on dildos?
He did. That's true.
He defended a ban on dildos.
Oh, that's so awful. What a fucking
Dude, Ted Cruz
donut.
is a fucking
I have to
idiot.
see the details of that. I don't know. I don't like that guy, but I don't know.
A lot of the time, too, like when Troy Aikman got caught, he thought he was sending a DM, but it was just sending a tweet to a side piece.
I mean, it's
like these older guys just fuck up.
Yeah,
they don't know how to use it.
Like, how hard it is for you to figure out. Now, imagine Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
He's like,
I'll get on here.
Well,
look at that. Yes, please.
I simply have logged on to this account, and now I'm looking at this. Oh, that's a wonderful sexual image. I'm going to like that.
He has no idea.
Like that. I'll like that so it goes in my folder for later. Like, he doesn't know.
Ted Cruz in his book tells, I didn't read it, but he tells this story about how Sandra Day O'Connor, the Supreme Court Justice, they had to watch hardcore porn to make a ruling. So he's in there he's 26 years old, he's a clerk. The great Sandra Day O'Connor, a fucking icon of feminism is there. And then like some other like clerks and stuff. And they had to watch like just suck it, so filthy, I'm dropping loads. And Sandra Day O'Connor she goes, oh my. That's all she said. He was like, well, I guess this is
and then he just goes and defends a ban on dildos, huh?
That was before.
So look,
he's a very conservative man.
Yeah, he's a conservative. All those.
In other words, he's trying to control people.
Him trying to appeal to his base somehow. He doesn't really. He's not like, I don't like dildos. I don't support them. But
he's
also
very religious, very Christian, very Christian man.
All right.
Let's think of my Ted Cruz impression. Nobody's.
Yeah, this actually happened in London. A dude's dog. This guy was a drug dealer.
Dude, I get worried about this shit because my dog...
Hold on, let me read it out because listeners won't know what the fuck we're laughing at.
No, let them guess, though. Let's talk more about my reaction to it.
Go ahead, Chid.
All right, so BBC was at this guy's house filming a documentary about drugs, and he just did some cocaine himself, this guy. And he snorted the cocaine, then had like an epileptic seizure.
Oh, God.
So he laid down. His dog freaked out, bit his neck, bit his face, and then ended up killing him. And then they tested the dog later. The dog had like 8 times the amount of cocaine and morphine in the system than if there's like a drunk driving or drug driving law.
What kind of dog was it? Pitbull?
It's
sounds like a
Staffordshire.
That's a pitbull.
Bull terrier.
He might have been keeping the drugs in the dog's asshole, and the bag broke or something.
So they think the dog was affected by that stuff, freaked out too.
Yeah.
You really think that's what happened?
Brian?
Jesus.
You think
I know what happened here. Look at that dog. That dog is huge and so fucked up.
They were doing that.
Oh, man.
They do that. They were doing that in Baltimore. They were doing that.
I know, but not here. So here, he was filming a documentary on drug dealers. The guy's a drug dealer. He's not going to be like in his house, like, there's drugs in my dog's asshole.
Well, no, if he's selling drugs on the street, then he would.
So maybe not drug dealer. They're doing a documentary on drugs.
Who
so
puts
maybe
drugs
he's not a drug
in their
dealer.
dog's asshole? I know where I'll keep it.
Drug dealers.
Really?
Well, you're not going to go into a pit bull's asshole. No cop's going to do that.
Drug maps. There was a documentary on drug maps in Britain.
And the guy had an epilepsy seizure, and the dog just bit his fucking neck.
That's some Game of Thrones shit.
Crushed his larynx.
Man. That's like
that'd be a horrible way to go, man.
Guess the Lannisters always do pay
That's
their
like
debts.
this woman who used to work at this place. She goes, my dog killed a guy. And I go, what? She goes, well, we had an orange tree, and a guy decided to jump into my backyard. She used to work at one of the studios where I used to shoot this TV show because I'm an actor. And she goes,
thank God
he tried to steal some oranges, and my Rottweiler got a hold of his neck and bit him in the front of the neck and killed him right there.
Dude, they're killing machines if you don't train them right.
Yeah.
They're motherfuckers. How's your dog doing?
Good.
Good?
Yeah, great. No
So smart getting that shit trained,
That dog's
huh?
amazing.
Yeah, man.
Coming
Nobody's
correct.
coming in your house.
Nope.
I want to
Dog
meet
will
that
bite
little
your face
What else
off.
you got,
boy.
Chin?
Do you guys know PewDiePie? PewDiePie, he's the #1 YouTube guy in the world.
Oh, YouTube celebrities.
Yeah.
I love them.
Well, check this out. I think you'll love this, though. So he
wears stupid ass cat ears.
That's him?
Well, here's his
Yeah.
response. Let's hear his
Why is he so big?
Wait, watch this. So he's made some bad decisions as far as controversy. He said some anti-Semitic stuff before, but
great.
in comedy, he's doing it in a comical way.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds
So he messed
hilarious.
up a lot.
Wait, he's a comic?
He's like a YouTube comic.
Yeah.
And he
He's
also
a
plays-
person in his bedroom that has a webcam, and some idiots are like,
50
subscribe like.
He has 55 million subscribers.
That's
All right.
ridiculous.
That's impressive.
So he said the N-word,
They're the
and
true
now he's
artists.
like, he messed up so many times. He's like, I'm just an idiot. I don't know what I was doing. So I want you guys to hear how he said
Jon
it.
Jones should take notes.
Let's hear.
Oh, he's playing video games.
Oh, he's a video
This
game
is Switch
guy.
or Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's just
What a
tired.
fucking nigger. Jeez, oh my god, what the fuck? Sorry, but what the fuck?
So have you ever said it jokingly that way?
No.
No,
You know what?
right?
You know what happens? He off camera, that's in his vocabulary,
Yeah.
and it was
Mm-hmm.
his reaction to use it when he's fucking up. That's how that happens.
I mean,
but
people
the
joke
weird thing
around.
is,
I
he
love
said
the comment. Why does the stream say I'm from North?
N-I-G-G-E-R?
Yeah, hard R
That's
on
the
that.
racist.
That was a hard
part.
R on that.
Like that's not like the cool rap white boy in the suburbs.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't. It's ninja.
Yeah.
He's like, oh man, what a ninja.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
Oh, so
It sounds like
that's a KKK.
Yeah, it sounds like he's using it the way you for shock value for himself and his friends. Like,
Yeah.
like a fucker, and that's not good enough. So now I got to say the other word. It's like,
I think it's in his vocabulary because that was his go-to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like if he stubbed his toe, I would assume he says similar stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know anyone that says it that way, though. That was
I don't know if it
pretty
makes him a
harsh,
racist,
man.
but it's probably not. It's like, ooh, you're going to take some heat.
Even when your friends joke around,
I love that we're giving this guy more press. He seems
I don't think
awesome.
he needs it.
Yeah, he's
though.
already famous as hell.
Yeah, he's
I also
famous
don't
for
think it's
shooting
going to
people
affect
in his
his
living room.
listening
No.
subscribers.
Let's move
Whatever.
on to this.
This is just what I love to watch.
Man drops. Oh, hold on.
This poor guy, dude.
What happened?
He was proposing to his girl.
Oh no,
And they're
dude,
on a
this shit
bridge.
breaks my heart. Oh no, and I'm gonna laugh. I know it.
Oh, why'd you?
And
no,
underneath
it's
him
gonna
is a
fall.
river.
Something's gonna happen. Oh no! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
She's laughing at him.
They're just
Oh, no.
in shock.
Jump your big ass over that bridge,
Dude.
At least they're both in shape.
Oh, God.
Yikes! Huh, what's on the ceiling, Brendan? What is that on the
Fuck,
ceiling?
man.
Hey, to be honest,
He kind of deserves it.
how many?
Oh, look at everyone though.
Yeah, all of his
that's
friends.
sweet.
Did they? Oh, they found
What?
it.
No, they didn't find it.
Oh no!
But they did a GoFundMe page.
I was just gonna say let's start a GoFundMe for him.
But they didn't make much money, I don't think.
How much was the
200
ring?
There was a $3,000 ring.
$61 raised.
Oh man.
Hey, dude, send me
let's
this.
buy
Send me
him
this
a ring.
link. I'll tweet it out. I feel terrible for this guy. 261.
He's like, oh, I got an God. I think it's a sign from God
Yeah.
that you probably shouldn't get married.
That's the thing, dude. You'll see, man. Like, there's those things
was
like
probably
when
nervous,
you
right?
walk down a runway or something, you're like, just don't trip, right? That's the thing. Like with like a wedding, you're like, just don't fall or just don't fall. And I was on a winery. I was like, my ring bearer was my dog, and we like tied it to him. We tied the real things. I thought we were gonna do the old Western switch where I just have him the whole time, but
Yeah.
like my wife legitimately tied it to him very well.
Yeah.
But we didn't discuss how she was gonna tie it. And I was just like, there was a moment where like I was like, because I mean he could have just ran off and then the bag could have just fallen off.
Or been taken by a big eagle.
I mean, it's just like any delay in the ceremony too. It's like you don't want that. It worked out perfectly.
What kind of dog do you have?
A professional. He hit his mark.
It's a
puggle. He's a puggle. He nailed it.
But
nailed
with this, like
this man, dude. So for those who aren't watching,
doesn't perform well under pressure.
Nah, he got nerves.
He's like, listen, I get fuck.
Yeah,
dude, it's scary because I don't know how you proposed to your girl if it was like super chill or whatever, but like there's definitely a very surreal feeling, and you know those feelings where you don't even feel like you're in charge of your motor functions.
Me, bro. Hey, bro, didn't happen to me, but you're sensitive. Either with this guy, I can speak for him too. He's not saying anything, but I promise he wasn't nervous at all. So don't.
We're right by the ocean. I wasn't like, God, I hope this.
Don't lump us. I mean, with your group, we're macho guys. We're alpha. We're apex alpha.
How many pirouettes did you do? Because I did 3. Now here's the thing: I did it twiddling it on my finger vertically.
Now that's impressive.
In Kauai, stuck the landing. It landed in the palm of my hand, and I said,
"I can't believe
you're so fucking
I can't believe
athletic.
they didn't find it though."
Yeah, that's a river. That's why
the river may have taken
no one has goggles, so that's just.
And also, if that thing's a streaming,
yeah. Hey, it's hurricane season. I don't know if you've heard.
Crocodiles or adders.
It's not because all those people have been eating, including.
Oh, look at him with his hand on his head.
Piranhas.
Just so ashamed.
What else you got, Jim? And $260. Jesus Christ, people.
That's terrible.
He probably saved that money.
Blue Springs, Missouri.
It says campaign is complete, no longer active. Does that mean
is that where we were?
They didn't
money?
hit their goal.
They hit it?
They didn't hit their goal.
Oh, they didn't. Okay.
I mean, unless if he's like, yeah, I got it at Kay's Jewelers, $261. Pretty cool.
This covers it.
Yeah, it's a chocolate diamond. I saw it on the computer.
God, dude. And by the way, somebody get a mask. You're not going to see some.
Yeah, I got one of those slippery rings for $260.
Does anybody have a mask there? They're just looking with their shitty.
By the way, nobody's hair is wet. They're just like
they're not really.
Look at the hottie in the orange top. Like I'm not getting wet.
Yeah,
that's so true. Actually, some of them.
Someone has goggles.
That one big dude. He's like,
yeah, but he can't hold his breath. He panics underwater.
Look at someone doing a handstand.
There's a guy doing.
He's looking for the ring.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
I thought he was like, dude,
let's get her in there.
Oh my God. Nobody's been missing any meals in that group.
Let's get Mama Cleto up in that bitch to find that ring.
Yeah, the newlyweds looked like they were.
Hey, let's get that snapping turtle with the shirt on. Look at his
hand on his head, just like he didn't even get in himself.
Oh my God, it's
you know what?
Son.
I'm sure a lot more people would have donated if he was in that water with them, just looking like a putzosaurus.
A putzosaurus.
A fucking dingleberry.
What else you got?
A fucking putzosaurus.
Let's see.
Poor lady.
Oh my God, that's funny.
You know street vendors that sell hot dogs?
Oh, this breaks my heart. I saw this.
Fuck yeah, I love their hot dogs.
Dude, this is going to make...
I didn't see this.
This is so sad.
Well, basically, the officer just... So he stops him, takes his money.
Why?
Dude, I can't watch this.
There's no permit.
Genuinely upset.
So he has no permit to do this?
He's crying.
And you know, dude, that's what they live off of. That they need this money.
Yeah.
So the officer said, I have to do it. This is part of the thing. Because if they don't have a permit, apparently confiscating the cash is like, what do you call that?
For evidence.
Evidence.
It's
or
beer
to
money.
buy drinks.
That's beer money for the cops, dude. 100%.
I just couldn't do it.
Play it.
You dude, just look at his face.
Hey, you know what the problem is? They wear cameras.
Sad.
So
look how sad when it goes in his wallet. It's so sad. It's so sad. And this guy's filming it, this student who was just buying a hot dog, like, dude, go down the street. Look at him, dude. So sad. I need that money, is what he's saying.
I want to give him money right now.
Right? Let's make him a GoFundMe page.
Right there.
Kills you.
Is that cop's captain like, thank God you did that, man.
Yeah.
They're way safer around.
Solid day at work. What about the public? What about, look at this dude.
The cop's just doing his job. He probably had a camera on, so he has to go by the book. So he can't. Is not open. He's got his partner there. He's got to do it.
You know what? You know what you got to do. You know what? That student that's filming it, his group of buddies has to do it at Berkeley right now. Make a GoFundMe page.
They did,
but make it to get him a permit.
Oh, they did.
They did.
Well, they did it, and he made
have him get that permit and become the most popular.
Hold up.
What happened?
He made $40,000
over $40,000, and one of the first things he says he's going to try to buy permits for all of his buddies.
Fuck yeah!
And the fat guy that drops the ring gets $200.
Hey, he's a dumbass. Sorry, survival of the fittest, bro. We all got to eat hot dogs.
Good for him, man.
How many hot dogs are getting eaten by that guy proposing to his wife? 0. This guy is providing sustenance for a whole group of drunk college kids.
That's so cool. They raised all that money.
That's crazy.
He's a hero.
46,000 or something like that.
Wow.
Dude, not all superheroes wear capes.
That's true, man.
And people are nice, aren't they, out there?
Sure are. It's Berkeley. We need a little bit more of this guy. I want this guy to be rich. Richer than Bryan. Not richer than me, but like richer than like that's a good place to land.
Don't assume you have more money, Skylar.
Damn this poor guy, man.
Poor guy.
I'm sorry, that's 46 grand.
Yeah, now he's not so poor.
Him and his friends, so it's good.
That's way more than
good for him. Could you imagine if he was like, "Fuck my friends, dude. I'm getting a Bentley
club."
What else you got, Jen?
MJ, you have any current events you want to do?
I was going to do the Jim Carrey.
Oh, stole it.
She did mention the Jim Carrey one.
I like it.
Stole it.
I got a dropping knowledge for us.
Go for it.
Since we're talking about racism a lot.
Probably don't want to hear my song.
I do want to hear your song.
You've cut it for a year.
No, come
your
on.
listeners don't hear that anymore.
No, please give us the song.
Do it.
Dropping knowledge with the kid.
No.
Hey, bro.
No, I feel like the music died in your breath.
Dropping knowledge with the kid.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, but I didn't really lean into it as much.
You did. You gave a B-level effort. Yeah. I know you better than that.
I was aiming for
You're mad at Bryan.
I really wish I could sing the way you do. Dropping knowledge. Can you teach me how to do that?
Yeah. It's something that could be taught. It's not naturally given to you.
Bryan once said on here that anyone can sing with the right lessons.
Anyone.
I think anyone can whistle. I don't think anyone can sing. With the right lessons, you could always get better. But there is a bit of natural ability that goes in there. It's a balance.
Yeah.
Talent.
The dropping knowledge I had is an interesting idea. There is this idea, we talk a lot about racism, and it's always kind of like about, the oppressed or the marginalized or the voiceless. And it's typically like, there's all kinds of like this video. I mean, this email you got was great about just sort of the difference in races. And that's all we seem to talk about. The truth is that human beings have always been, whether it's racist or tribal, we're very tribal. Let me give you an example of the Dinka in the Sudan.
Please.
The Dinka in the Sudan.
I was waiting for this.
I was going to say, very black people.
We don't hear about enough Dinkas.
Right. There's a great deal of racism or tribalism in Africa among black on black, for example, like there is everywhere with people in general. The Dinka in Dinka means people. They're sworn enemies. They're sworn enemies. The people that they're always warring with just down the way are the Nua. Do you know what Nua means in their language?
Does it mean boring?
It means original people. It means original people. People are tribal. We are tribal. Everybody's tribal. You're not going to stop racism, tribalism by going, that's not fair. You've got to recognize that that's how we are as people, and that's how you address it. Look,
this pro-racism rant has been brought to you by Bryan Callen.
That's right. No,
defended by and given by Bryan
Callen. It's not defending anything. It's that's how human beings are. Chimpanzees. They found in certain areas, they will expand their territory. They'll take a bunch of males. They'll walk in a single file line along their area of territory. And when they come across other chimps from another band, they murder them. They murder them.
I saw that Planet Earth episode.
And then move their children and wives into it, or their females into it. And that's how they annex territory.
We should be better than them, though,
genes.
Yeah.
The point I'm making is that
racism?
That when you think you can cure something, it might be the wrong way to go about it. Recognize that human beings are all tribal. We all have it in us, and that there are.
That doesn't mean racism is cool.
I think it's a very sad. I think it's a very sad reality that is there, and that has been exposed. But
I think we are making progress, and I think that when we if you try to find racism as everywhere, like if you try to find anything everywhere, you're going to find it. The first thing we do as human beings with our brains is we go, I have a feeling. That feeling is, let's just take race. The things are racist. What we do is we accumulate data to support that feeling because our feelings control our thinking. And so they did a really interesting study on fucking breast cancer. They did a fake study. They said to these women, they go, coffee can be linked to breast cancer. So they had a control group of women. Well, what do you think the women who drank coffee were trying to find flaws in that study? The first thing they did is they go, do I have to believe this since I love coffee so much? Mm-hmm. So we'll immediately try to find flaws in that. The women that didn't drink coffee, what'd they do? They went, oh, that's cool. And they went on their day.
Doesn't affect them.
Doesn't affect them. So just be aware of how your brain works. You will try to justify what you feel, and you'll try to argue for something that goes against how you feel. Be aware of that's how your body works. That's how you work. Yeah. And so we talk a lot about these things like racism and sexism and stuff. We've made a lot of progress.
We have, but I think that I don't know, man. Like honestly, I think that we're I don't think that anyone's trying to find racism right now. I think it's out there. I mean, there are rallies in places, in gazebos.
Yeah. Charlottesville bummed me out.
Charlottesville was pretty rough, man. I think that just because we're familiar with it doesn't mean we're looking for it. I think this is an interesting time.
Do you think we're making progress?
No, but I think
really, you don't think that we're making progress?
Not at all. But I think we're on the way to potentially. Here's the thing. I think that this situation that we're dealing with right now, with our president, with everything, is holding up the mirror to us, and we're all looking at going like, okay, so this is what America is right now.
Hold on. But we remember a lot of those same voters voted a black president 2 terms in a row. We did have a backswing, but was that a racist thing, or was that actually people who were like, you know what, the Democratic Party's not doing it for me?
Yeah.
I voted Democrat my whole life. Let me try this firebrand who's really entertaining.
Sure, and I think Bernie Sanders would have probably beaten Trump.
A little too crazy, though.
I think so, but I think the people wanted something very drastically different, and that's why they went with Trump. And I understand how he got. I understand now how he got into office, but I think that it's now what we do with the next election and the midterms that are very important, because I think we can pick up progressively, socially, where Obama left off by taking this back step. I think that there is a potential for by the next time, because Trump's only going 1 term, but I don't say that with any sort of guarantee, because that's why he
wants 1 term.
Yeah, I think he's out. He's done. He's done.
I
can't wait to see the movie. Of just what the shit was going on, man. But I think that it's going to be very interesting. I think we have the ability to become France, where we are celebrating in the streets in 2020, because there is someone who is offering that dime piece Justin Trudeau, or any of those people in that guy in France.
Well, Macron's pretty conservative. Way more conservative than Hollande.
Hollande, who did he beat? He beat a white nationalist.
Hollande, Marie Le Pen.
Yeah.
But Hollande was trying to tax the rich 75% of their income. He was a total socialist. So,
right. Well, the socialist thing I don't really think is the thing that we. And that's not because I'll get taxed a lot. Fuck that. I don't give a shit anymore. That's bullshit. You can have a lot of my money for real.
The question is, does taxation work when the federal government is re-doling that money out? That's the question.
Yeah, exactly.
Historically, there are better ways maybe to go about doing it.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying. Is the whole point I'm making is that we tend to brand these problems. We tend these complicated problems, and we go, it's a racist problem.
Right.
The problem is way more layered than that, and we are all human beings. We're tribal. We're racist at times. We're complicated organisms, and I think when you brand large institutions, or you say we're racist, or these voters are racist, you are labeling them in a very simple way, and you're actually not getting to the root of the problem. You're certainly not getting an idea of what the real problem and enemy is, because so much of the time you're thinking the same way your enemy is. The right and the left, the far right and the far left, think in very similar terms.
Sure,
they think in a very similar way, I should say. They just think different things,
Right, but it's come to a place recently where I've thought about that when Bush was in office. I've always, what's more annoying than a radical conservative? Maybe a radical liberal. I understand all of those things, but it's come to a point where there's some real ugliness going on.
There is.
And there is some real brutal manipulation going on.
I don't think it's ever been any different, though.
It's just we're seeing it. They're out of hiding.
Well, now
they have tiki
you can tweet
torches.
it.
They went to Lowe's.
Yeah, you can tweet it.
They went to Lowe's.
Yeah. They're like, what are we thinking, guys? These fishing poles, or should we do these tiki torches?
I think we've made progress in a lot of ways. I think corporate America's made progress. I think colleges have made progress. I think
people are held accountable because of social media,
and I think people are more aware. If you were to say to most people, "Hey, the color of your skin justifies how well you can do a job," they'd go, "Well, there's no science to support that." Sure. Most people that's permeated most of it. Now it becomes about culture.
Sure.
So maybe certain cultures like ghetto culture, whether it's Latin, white, hillbilly culture, whether it's black culture in South Side of Chicago, that might be the culprit. The culture, the values people grow up with, the belief systems you grow up with, that's what has to be attacked.
Gotcha.
And for more of that, mixedmentalarts.com.
Mixedmentalarts.com.
If we have any listeners left.
Hashtag
we've got some listeners.
No racist.
We talk about important shit. But anyway, that was my dropping knowledge. Thank you very much.
Dropping knowledge with the kid.
Yeah.
Dropping knowledge with the kid.
Can you sign us off with the Fire and the Kid?
Are we done?
We're done.
That's cool.
Oh,
we're going to end on that blast?
It's been a long podcast, my man.
Quick, Triple G Canelo. Ooh. You've done that already on Big Brown Breakdown.
So much. Listen
with Tony Jeffries and
listen
Glenn.
To it.
I will. I'm halfway through. It's in the car right now.
Why don't you sign us off?
Okay. This is the Fighter and the Kid and the best guest of the year.
No, hold on.
I was going to say sing us off.
No, you can't. Just,
okay, well, I'll sing you off.
But you can't give yourself that yet. That's
all right.
Not.
Okay, you want me to sing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, do something.
This is the Fighter and the Kid and the guy that's obviously the best guest of the year, obviously.
No.
What? It's not a
I feel
song.
like
yes, it's one note.
No,
this is probably a B sharp.
No, because you're
this is the Fighter.
We're not agreeing yet that you're a great guest
and the most talented guest you've had on the show.
Well, have me and Brian
obviously.
do something like a doo-wop, and then you.
Yeah.
We'll get together.
Well, what do you want us to do?
Well,
you want us to just clap?
This has been a blast getting down together. We could talk about shit forever. Let's go to lunch, maybe do some dinner. But maybe not because I should be much thinner. Let's go. Maybe I'll come back in December.
God damn, he's good. He's got to get it up.
September's too soon. But maybe I'll come back never. This is the Fighter and the Kid. We're out.
Yes! God damn. Kid's good. Kid is fucking